Is there anybody there?
What's up, Dad Hack Crew, and welcome to the first episode of 2024, the continuation and final episode of my conversation with Zach Rep of Major League Baseball, who works for minor league baseball, right? He has a certain amount of teams that he works with, so in partnership with those teams, right, throughout the year to help them out and then, bring ideas back and forth and things like that, right? So that's what he does. He goes into detail of what he does in this episode, right? The teams that he works with, what he does. He also tells me some, his process of choosing ahead when he goes into the store for himself, right? Because he is also he chooses to buy merch for the team, right? Support the teams as well. So we go into that, and then obviously right into my famous, not so famous question, guys, right? So, but before I give you the episode, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and then also share this episode with someone in your family, your friends, co-workers, someone, right? So that way they're able to enjoy it just like you are, okay? But now, without further ado, I'll give you the episode.
Strides over the past 2 years, and I think if you talk to a variety of people from variety of clubs, they would agree. They would say the same thing. I hope they would.
No. I think you're right. I with the landscape of baseball, right? Like, I mean, yes, there has been so much change, right? With some leagues popping up, collegiate woodbed, minor league baseball, affiliated, professional. There has been so much change, but I think it has been, for the most part, has been a lot of positive change into the sport that, you and me love, so I think that's great. Now, okay, so let me ask you this. This is a very super serious question for you here is, when you go in, into a minor league store, right, into the team store, how much time do you spend trying to decide which would be the perfect hat for you, right? I mean, obviously you're not a dad hat collector. You're more of a fitted guy. Mad respect. I think there's hats for everybody. Don't hate on me, people. But like, how much time do you spend deciding?
Sometimes a lot. It depends on the team. It depends on the team. It depends on the size of their store. It depends on how many options they have. It
True.
depends on how many alternate identities and wacky stuff they have in their store. So every stadium differs. Admittedly, I don't always buy a hat at every stadium I go to. Sometimes I buy a shirt, or since I've moved to New York City, this is the first cold weather place I've lived in. Last year, I dedicated a lot of my shopping, and I love supporting the teams when I'm there. So I dedicated a lot of my shopping to getting some winter clothes, like long sleeve shirts and some hoodies to
I love hoodies.
add to
Huge
my
fan of hoodies.
wardrobe. I have a Toledo Mud Hens light hoodie that I wear quite often around New York City, and I get compliments. I have a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp hoodie, and just variety of items that I look for. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of hats. I got this year in Lake County, I got a Picantes hat, which has been fun. When I was in Pensacola last year, I got a Pensacola Mullets hat. I'm the only one that wears, probably in New York City, a bright pink Pensacola Mullets. They're alternate
Dude, I'm still
identity
trying
hats.
to. I've been trying to get their dad hat on the mullets, man. Such a fun logo. I absolutely love. I would rock the hell out of some pink hats. I do not care.
Yeah, I just wore it outside. I went for a walk around New York City the other day and wore it outside. And I was like, this is a really fun hat. I'm gonna rep the pink Pensacola Mullets hat this morning. But I have a Buffalo Bison's Marvel hat.
Oh,
I
love that one.
the Buffalo Bison's Marvel logo, if you haven't seen it yet, and just a lot of the Marvel logos are really fun, and I needed to get one of those hats. I On my way to work today, I wore my Erie Seawolves hat. I just try to mix it up. I have a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp hat. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp actually are the first minor league baseball team that I ever visited. Not even for work. This was back in 2018, I believe it was. They
Yeah.
were the first minor league baseball team I ever attended, game I ever attended. So they have a special place in my heart, and it's been a treat to get to work with them. Yeah, I have a Beloit Skycarp hat. One of the first projects I worked with when I joined in the summer of 2021 was helping Beloit prepare for their rebrand and their unveiling in around November 2021. And that was one of the first projects I got to work with, since Beloit is one of the clubs I work with. And that was so special just to see it unfold at least the end of the process, since I wasn't around for the beginning, but just to see it unfold and to see it from behind the scenes. I'm a branding and marketing nut, and I love that. And just to see the new merchandise drop and the new brand and see the reactions on social media, which is always negative to start and then turns positive. It's the natural progression of a rebrand.
Absolutely.
That was fun. So yeah, I have all kinds of hats. Sometimes I go 5950 flat brim. Sometimes I go 3930. Sometimes I get these mesh like stretch fit new era caps. Just
Mm-hmm.
depends what I'm in the mood for. Depends on the logo. Depends on the color scheme. Um, yeah, I guess the funniest story about buying a hat. I was in Toledo, and their merchandise manager Craig Katz, who's a great guy, has been there for a while. And I was walking around. He said, "Choose a hat." I chose a hat, and he said, "I'm warning you. When you wear that hat, no matter where you are, someone's gonna come up to you and say, 'Hey, are you from Toledo?'" And sure enough, I came back to New York City. I wore that hat. I was on a bus to visit friends in Maryland. The most random spot you can imagine. And someone one row behind me on the opposite side of the bus looks at me. He said, "Nice hat. Are you from Toledo?" No joke. No joke. Like a week or two after I bought that hat in Toledo, I was going to Maryland, and some guy looked at me like, "Hey, are you from Toledo?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I was just in Toledo for a Mud Hens game, got this hat. But this is amazing that you're asking me that, because this was predicted 2 weeks ago that this exact moment would happen." And within 5 minutes, I got on my phone. I emailed Craig. I was like, "Craig, I don't know how you knew that was going to happen, but it just happened. Someone asked me if I was from Toledo." It has happened again since then on the air train in the airport. I met a Dayton Dragons fan, season ticket holder, and he saw my hat. He's like, "Are you a Toledo Mud Hens fan?" I was like, "No, I just visited." It's just a recognizable. It's one of the more recognizable minor league teams out there in history. So understandably so, but man, Craig was right on the money, and that's been one of my funnier minor league baseball hat moments over the past 2 years.
I and something that just popped into my head when you were saying that, you're talking about the mud hens, right? Like I think that like the popularity or the mixing of like, popular TV shows or movies and baseball, right? Because MASH, right? I mean, we all know, like, that, the popularity of the mud hens grew a lot also because of that TV show. That has been, I'm sure that you would say, it's like, yeah, I think that's super important, Bull Durham, right? Like, I mean, there's so many teams and movies and shows out there that has done such a great job as far as marketing is concerned for minor league baseball.
Yeah, and just the way it shook out with the teams that were assigned to me when I joined in 2021, I get to work with teams like the Mud Hens, like the Durham Bulls, even like the Columbus Clippers and the
Yep.
Chattanooga Lookouts, teams that are pretty recognizable with their logos and haven't really rebranded that much and are just pretty well known. And then I get to work with fun, like recently rebranded wacky team names like the Jumbo Shrimp and the Rubber
Yep.
Ducks. And so I have a variety of teams that, Pensacola Blue Wahoos, just like team names that I tell my friends I'm working with them. They're like, "That's a baseball team name?" I was like, "You bet it is, and it's a
You
fun
got
one."
that right. It is. It
But
is
then I work
amazing.
with, but then I work with teams with the Durham Bulls and the Mud Hens and the Clippers that have so much history and that don't necessarily really need to rebrand because they have so much,
Mhm.
brand equity there. And it's cool getting a wide variety of teams I work with and perspectives and brands and just everything across the spectrum. It's fun.
100%. I think you're right. You are absolutely right. I think that, and with the popularity of branding and how collectors like myself, right, that we have had such a fun time looking at all these logos. Because listen, I'm no joke. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I am on the minor league baseball store website. No joke, looking at some hats, right? For myself, right? Because I'm always looking, but I'm like, oh man, that logo is pretty cool. I like this. Why did they go with that color? So like, I mean, seeing all of this, I was like, from classic to wacky, trash pandas, jumbo shrimp, things like that. Man, this is why I love minor league baseball so much.
And it's so fun. One of the things I love the most is getting to help clubs, like I mentioned, Beloit's rebrand, helping them behind the scenes before it was unveiled to the public, getting to help clubs with their alternate identities or new clubs joining the Copa program or clubs rebranding their Copa identity or clubs rebranding their complete identity and
Yeah.
changing their names, which minor league baseball clubs do every once in a while when it's the right time. Helping them prepare that, and as we discussed in when we were in Durham together, the timeline for that is quite long. Like, so clubs have to prepare
Yeah.
quite well in advance to rebrand for an upcoming season or to introduce a new identity for an upcoming season. And it's just so much fun helping clubs through that process and making sure they're all set with their caps for their players and coaches to wear, with their jerseys for their players and coaches to wear, with merchandise in the store, just helping them through that process and seeing the new logos that come our way, whether it's Brandios that designs it, whether it's Dan Simon designs it, whether it's other guys like Brandon Foos, if I'm pronouncing his last name right.
Right. Foos.
Foos, yeah, or sorry, not Brandon. I'm
Ryan Foos.
Ryan, sorry. I was thinking Brandon
Oh, I'm gonna
Lamar.
tell him now. I'm gonna send him a text message like, man, Zach
No,
got your name wrong, dude.
you can cut this part out, but the fact is, I remember his design work, and his design work is great. And Brandon Lamarche of 32 Designs,
Yep.
just like guys and in-house designers, just seeing what they come up with is just so much fun every time. I get a file sent to me with a brand new logo for this new alternate identity, and it's one of those another like mouth open emojis. Like, whoa, this is really cool.
This is super really cool.
Well. I really like this one.
Let me ask you that, because obviously you get to see the behind the scenes and from the initial work to like, final release, that takes a long time. Two, that's a lot of work and a lot of discussions, right? Like, so how does that really work? Like, what are the initial discussions that happen when a team comes to you guys like, hey, listen, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're thinking of doing. What do you guys think? How does that work?
Yeah, I'd go back 1 second. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a fun process where like initially clubs just need to notify us that they're introducing a new name or that they're rebranding their complete team. Or that they're introducing a new Copa identity or something like that. And then a short while later after that, they have to show us like their logos that they're introducing and the cap that they want to introduce. And then eventually the jersey that they want to introduce for their team to wear on field. We have to make sure the marks, any new logos that they're introducing on the field don't copy another existing logo out there in the world, because that's what's called infringement. So our team, we make sure that these logos are new. These logos are fresh. These logos are not copying and pulling from any other team or company or entity in the world, because you don't want to deal with that. Obviously, no company.
Yeah, you don't want to deal with the legal battles when it comes to things like that.
That's why these logos that we get are so creative, so fun. Sometimes it's historical. Sometimes a club says, "Hey, we want to bring back this old historical identity and play as such and such team for one game next year and celebrate this history of our organization." Or we want to, for our 25th anniversary, we want to bring back our throwback identity, do a throwback night and bring back that identity or that logo, that cap and that cap and jersey combo for a night. Or we want to introduce like an anniversary logo to put as a side patch on our cap, on our home cap for next year. So we help with all that stuff. It's a really cool process. It's a really fun process. It's a lot of balancing changes from 120 teams.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's a lot of trackers and just making sure we got everything and got all the pieces to the puzzle on our end, and sometimes following up with a lot of clubs and making sure they get us if a piece of the puzzle was missing, to make sure we get everything covered, to make sure they're all set and can launch and rebrand and give their fans something amazing to buy and enjoy.
So let me ask you this, because obviously the most recent example for me and you and the Ping, the 25th anniversary of the Lake County Captains, right? Like, I mean, that they've already have a logo, but they brought back their original logo, which I absolutely love. Think it's great. And so like that takes a while to do, but I'm sure you're looking at it like, man, I am having so much fun doing this right now. Just looking at all the details and all the designs and all that when all that happens.
Yeah, the Lake County Captains they're one of the teams I work with. As I mentioned to you when we met, I work with all the Guardians affiliates, and so the captains at High A are one of those teams that I work with. And I was basically around when they started that process to bring back their throwback logo. And then it was exciting when I went to Lake County earlier this year in May. I got an ice cream helmet. Shout out to Paul Caputo of Baseball by Design podcast, which I've always loved. And I got an ice cream helmet from Lake County with the Lake County Captains throwback logo. It is currently sitting on my desk. I have a mountain of, I think as of today, 30 ice cream helmets on my desk. My goal is to have the largest mountain of ice cream helmets on my desk at the commissioner's office here in New York.
That's a good goal.
think I'm already winning, but I want to win even more. So
Like
we're
no,
gonna keep
like we're not just
collecting.
gonna win. We are gonna obliterate this, and then we're gonna go like so that way you have no chance whatsoever of winning this.
I just keep collecting and keep eating ice cream. Dippin' Dots is my go-to whenever I'm at a ballpark.
You know, I love ice cream. Doesn't matter if it's dipping dots or soft serve or anything. I mean, I absolutely think it's totally amazing and it's so good. I
Yes,
love it.
full agree.
Hey, dude, has that before we go into right my famous not so famous questions here? Is there anything that I have not asked you that that you want to talk about, do you want to mention, or anything like that before we go into that fun section?
I mean, goes without saying, given the listenership probably of your podcast, but of course support your minor league baseball team. They do a lot.
One hundred percent.
They work really hard. They do a lot of fun things. Give them ideas also if minor league teams are open to everything. So if you ever have a wacky idea of a cool identity and maybe you can submit a design to them and you never know, maybe they'll love it and take it and run with it. Just keep supporting and trust me, trust us when I say that we're working really hard and we're really dedicated. We have an awesome team here at Major League
Mhm.
Baseball dedicated to growing the business and the world of minor league baseball, to enhancing experience for fans around 119 different communities. It's trending so much in the right direction over the past couple of years. And every time change happens, there's
Yeah,
always a transition. There's always some bumps in the road, and we've been learning a lot. But things are trending so much in the right direction, and it's just been so much fun. So to keep supporting, and whether it's on social media, whether it's going out to the games, whether it's buying these teams merch, whether it's celebrating their new identities when they unveil, just keep supporting and keep being positive about baseball, about minor league baseball, major league baseball, everything having to do with this awesome sport.
100%. I agree with her. They couldn't have done anything better myself. All right, are you ready, my friend?
I'm always ready.
Okay, so you're going to let's say you're going to the Jacksonville Jumbo Trip. You're like your first minor league baseball team that you attended a game. What is your drink and your food of choice?
Ah, okay. Drink, I'm going to be very lame. My drink is water when I go to games. Sorry to take the easy way out there. But my go-tos whenever I go to games, I love a hot super pretzel at every game. I try to get Dippin' Dots also in an ice cream helmet. It is very sad to me when a team does not have an ice cream helmet. I go home feeling like I missed out on an important part of my baseball
100%. That's how I feel
experience.
about dad hats. So like I feel very
Exactly.
sad when no one has a dad hat.
Exactly. So those are usually my go-tos, and we'll see whatever else I find. I'm not the biggest foodie when I go to games, for better or worse, but that's just my preference.
All right. So, last movie you have watched.
Oh, not the biggest movie person, but I did watch Air, the Michael Jordan movie,
Yeah.
in theaters with my roommate recently, a couple months ago. That just shows you how many movies I watch. No, better idea and more fitting for this podcast. I watched a documentary about the Omaha Storm Chasers recently
Oh,
called
50 Summers.
50 Summers. Yeah, that was someone recommended that to me about a month ago, and I bookmarked it. And I was like, when I have time to, and I sit down and watch a movie the next time during baseball season, I don't watch many movies because I watch a lot of baseball games.
Yeah.
But I had time one night and I turned on 50 Summers, and it was really interesting. It's from a couple of years ago, so it's
Oh yeah.
not totally up to date, but it was so fascinating to see how that organization's evolved and how they went the rebrands that they went through and the new stadium is just really fascinating story. I learned a lot about that organization. Unfortunately, they're not one of the teams I work with regularly because I don't work with the Royals, but I interact with them sometimes and earned a lot of respect for that staff and just a lot of understanding, a lot of interesting nuggets I pulled from that film. But
Fun
yeah, that's the most recent one I watched.
funny thing you say that because I actually interviewed the director of that documentary.
Wow. Well, it was a
Dan,
good
yeah,
one. It was really
yeah,
well done.
yeah.
Highly
Dan,
recommend. Yeah.
we talked for a long time. Like actually, I did a 3-part series, 3-part episode because it was like so much information when it comes to like that specific, how he approached a lot of people and things like that. Like it was a lot of fun. Like Warren Buffett. Like I mean, come on now, right?
I saw that. I did a double take. Honestly, listen, with all respect to Warren Buffett, Ben Hill was in the documentary. That was the most exciting
Right.
part for
Oh,
me.
dude, right. Like, I mean, like, when I asked him, I was like, all right, like, you literally went to a baseball winter meeting and you literally just set up a section and, you just, grabbing people like, all right, here we go. Go talk to this person. Go talk to this person. He goes like, Ed, that's exactly what happened. It was awesome. So, yeah, it's a great documentary. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Last song you downloaded.
Last song I
And
downloaded.
this probably was a while back. So this is why I love asking this question.
Wow. I don't remember the last time I downloaded a song. Mm, at this point, I'm just a Spotify guy. I listen to everything on shuffle. I just choose one song that I think of to start my day,
And then just boom, go
I
for
just
there.
go on shuffle from there.
I can't remember the
It's
last
a
time I
different
took.
genre,
Yeah,
every day. It seems like um, that's really downloading a song. I don't remember the last time I did that.
that's what I'm saying. Like I cannot remember either. So it's been a while for me. So I get it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I download a lot of songs into my memory, if that counts. So
There you-
songs that I hear and songs that I love and songs that I just it perk me up every time I hear it. Those, yeah. Just I'm a music nut. Just anytime I'm doing anything, whether it's working, whether it's traveling, whether it's being outside, being outdoors, I love listening to music. It keeps me going.
what's some of the genres that you listen to?
Every day is different. Honestly, every day is different. Sometimes I listen to like chill pop music. Sometimes I listen to alternative rock. Sometimes I listen to like techno music if I need some upbeat.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Israeli music. I lived in Israel for 9 years and
sure.
big fan of that scene. They have a lot of really fun songs. Um, just I don't know, whatever I'm in the mood for.
I
I
like it.
sometimes I start with my some of my favorite artists. I mean, I love starting with One Republic sometimes, um, and just go from there. Choose a One Republic song, say shuffle this from for me, and get some cool new stuff.
I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Name me one of the seven dwarfs.
Sleeping.
That's a good one. Good. Sometimes I just feel that way. All right. Favorite board game.
Favorite board game. I'm very good at it. Doesn't have a board, but it's a card game, which is similar, I guess.
Hmm.
I love anything with numbers and colors. I love Perpetual Commotion.
Hmm.
If you've ever heard of that game, I love Sushi Go. Sushi Go has a board. Sushi Go is a game that I've introduced to a lot of my friends over the past couple of years. I joke that I've learned everything I know about sushi from a board game. So
Interesting.
highly recommend that one.
All right. I'm gonna look at that one. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
at that one.
it's a fun game. It's a cute game with cute little pictures and cards and very easy to learn. My younger sister beats me all the time at it now. So,
I like
but
it.
rightfully so because she's amazing at board games. So,
I like it. All right. Then on that same, tangent, favorite video game.
I've only had one video game console in my entire life, and that was a PSP back in the day.
Wow, love it. I still got mine.
Yeah, I got my PSP when I was 13 years old as a bar mitzvah present. When I was 13, and I just played a lot of MLB The Show. I played a lot of Madden back then, some NBA and some NHL. I really was just a sports video game guy, but uh, cannot honestly remember the last time I played a video game.
Oh, the last time I played a video game last night. Okay. Worst job you ever had.
Oh, worst job? Well, I'm currently in the best job I've ever had.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
I could have answered that question really easy. I really never had a bad job. I view every job as an opportunity to learn, even if it wasn't the best fit, even if I
Yeah,
run out of things to do. I've learned something from every stop of the way, whether it was being a summer camp counselor for many years, whether it was working in a little shop packaging random items for some guy in my community, whether it was working for a couple of startups in Israel that were going through some growth stages.
sure.
I've learned everything. I've learned everything I know at this point, and just something from every job, something from every manager. I would never say I have had a bad job,
I like
thankfully.
it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay. Let's say you buy a boat. What would be the name of the boat?
Ooh, I have to think of a pun. I'm known for puns, and the boat would have to have a pun name. Have to have a punny name. Super on the spot right now. Holy cow.
Oh, well, that's
Um,
the best part about it, right?
Man, this is tough. I know I
You're
said I was
welcome.
ready, but I know I said I was ready before the questions, but I okay. I mean, the man, I really don't. It would probably have a baseball theme name. I would need some time. I'm not good at making split decisions. I would need some time to think of a pun and a baseball term, combine that into a boat name, I guess.
So here's what I'm gonna do. When this episode releases, I'm gonna let you know when this episode releases. So you got some time, okay? You got a few weeks on this one, okay? I want you to think of a name between now and then I need you to put it on the comments when I tag you for when the episode releases.
That's fair. I can do that. A few weeks. Yeah, I'll probably have something by later today, but I'll take a few
There
weeks.
you go. But I'm giving you some homework there.
I
What
like
color
it.
is your toothbrush?
Color is my toothbrush. I think it's green now, but every year is different. Every time I refresh, I try to switch it up. Never go two colors in a row, like the same color in a
Same
row.
color in the yeah. There you go. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip, the
Oh,
green, the green kind, not so much the white kind.
gotcha. Okay.
But when
First,
I
cel-
get but when I get Dippin' Dots at a baseball stadium, I usually go for cookies and cream.
oh, cookies and cream. That's my favorite. First celebrity crush.
Ah, I don't really have an answer for that question. To be quite honest, sorry for the cop out, but
All right, I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna give you a pass on this one. Your what's your nickname growing up?
my nickname was Snack or Snack because everyone just knew me as a kid that ate snacks. Um,
Oh, I still eat snacks to this day, so that's a
so
good thing.
I still eat snacks too. So instead of Zach, a lot of people called me Snack.
I like it. I like it. Zach, dude, thank you so much for doing this. I had an absolute blast. Where can people find you on the socials, my friend?
My pleasure, Ed. This was fun. Those questions were much harder than I anticipated. Next time when someone says, "Oh, are you ready for this rapid fire round?" I'm not going to say yes. I'm always ready. I'm
I
going to
was
say
like, just
I
like
will
maybe.
do. I will do the best I can. But yeah, everyone can find me on Twitter. That's mainly where I'm active, especially when it comes to baseball talk. At Zach Rab, ZACKRAAB. Somehow, way back when, I claimed that handle, and it's worked out great. I'm also, if you want to connect me professionally, I'm on LinkedIn. Just search Zach Rab. But yeah, that's mainly where I go. Super active. I love talking baseball, anything like that. So that's where you find me.
Love it, my friend. Hey, thank you so much, and then we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. Thank you for having me on. Glad we could finally make this work. I hope your listeners enjoyed. This was a fun time.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode with Zach. Now, make sure you guys are following him, okay? He is awesome and loves talking baseball. So, I mean, what's not to like about that, right? But guys, I wanna finish this episode by thanking everybody for 2023. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for the major support that you guys have given me. I greatly appreciate that. I'm excited about 2024. We have a lot of cool things happening, right? We have the Corporate Media Meetup coming up in at the end of May, so keep an eye out for that one. We got the Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show, right? Donnie, Patrick, and I, we're there every Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So guys gotta catch that one. And while you're in there, right, on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, okay? That way you know when I'm dropping new videos, new reels, the show, the podcast goes in there as well if you guys want to listen through there. So it's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on this year. I'm going to be doing some traveling, okay? That's the goal. I'm going to see what's out there. I'm going to travel. I'm going to see some ballparks. I want to meet a lot of you guys. So I'm excited for 2024 and what 2024 has to bring to all of us. But now, so I can end this episode the right way, let's go ahead and give you the dad joke of the episode. And here it is. What is a New Year's resolution? Something that goes in one year and out the other. All right, guys. I'll see myself out. And until then, keep on grinding and always super to minor leagues. See ya.